All right, so we're here in Comerio. It's a beautiful location. It's absolutely beautiful outside. Um, it's a very interesting location. There's some really sharp, aggressive mountains, then a valley, a river, streets, houses, and then a whole lot of jungle around. In fact, Dan Cunnington mentioned he thinks they might harvest oranges here.
Really?
Yeah, so pretty cool.
That sounds really neat.
So we got the three Puerto Rico Owls. We're in an auditorium right now, so we're actually next to a baseball stadium. And we met the guy. I don't know if he owns it or somehow he kind of runs the place, and he was generous enough to not just let us stay here, but invited us to his house. So again, really great start. I'm really excited for today. We've got. Did you finish flashing the ducks?
You don't say you finished fapping the You're really close there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I finished flashing all the ducks.
How many we got?
I didn't count. But we've got enough for today.
Probably 35. 35, about to 40, because we gave a few away. Did you get those from Maria?
No, I didn't get any from Maria.
Okay, I think she has a few extras. So we deployed in total, how many ducks at Isabella? It was like 23 or something?
23, yeah.
23. Today, if we're lucky, we might hit 30. And I think this is a unique location. I think this is great to test the network.
Yeah, no, so it's very interesting. Probably one of the, also, like Isabella was very challenging when we were coming down the cliff. Here, we're just in a valley, which will be really interesting. We're changing it up a little bit for how we're deploying. We're looking at just trying to put down as many ducks as quickly as possible, so we're not doing as many range testing. So we're just going to put them 100 meters or so from each other, and so that we're not stopping on the road for as long, especially because the roads are a lot narrower here, so it could be a little more dangerous.
Yeah.
So,
but at the same time, one of the differences, the roads aren't as big, but one of the problems with the roads in Isabella was there was basically the road and then really thick vegetation right off the side. So there was space for us to deploy the ducks, but a lot of debris. This is a little bit more of an open layout town. It's definitely the most rural, off the map place we've been. This is not a vacation town. In fact, I just got an orange juice and some peanuts from the local. I was told it was a grocery store. They did sell groceries, but I think it was some guy's living room. I'm not really sure, but he was very nice, and I gave him a small tip for his troubles.
yeah.
We also added a new firmware, right? We went collect the
Oh
firmware
yeah,
now.
talk about this a little bit.
Yeah. So one of the things that we weren't collecting before was what was the signal strength of when the messages were coming in. We weren't recording that. So now we changed it so that we can record a bit more data to understand what it's like for the ducks wherever they are. And so that'll be interesting coming through. There was one other thing.
This SNR, the RSSI.
Signal and noise.
Yes.
You can talk about the variables in testing, kind of what you were advising everybody last night.
Yeah, so we need to get our metrics set for these testing so I feel like there's two ways to approach these testing. I learned is either have a controlled environment and then change one variable at a time, or collect as much information we can and just start testing it right away. When I say collect as much information as we can, I'm talking about the metrics, like how high the pop duck is, what's the weather like. So every time, if you collect all that data, then you can actually use some analytics to figure out what the change was.
Yeah.
And how we can actually improve it based on the location, based on the height, elevation, things like that.
So instead of just totally changing up the ducks and trying something new, we're going to keep the same like transmission protocol and software architecture in place. And as Nick mentioned, the big difference is we're just recording more data about the transmissions. so that hopefully we can kind of narrow it down. It doesn't feel as humid here as it was in Isabella. That's
well,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So that's
We're also in
that's,
the middle of the island and the middle of the jungle.
that was the
Yeah,
other thing
so-
I wanted to say, that this is also the furthest inland that we've been.
Yeah.
So before, like, all the tests we've done so far have been along the coast, or at least part been close to the coast. So this is going to be interesting in the sense that we are much further inland. It's not as humid. We're not by the ocean, so this could affect the distance. But like you said today, we're not really testing for distance. But the thing is, though, we will see if we do get more distance, because we're recording all the paths, so where the devices, how the devices are connecting to each other. So we'll be able to see how far things are.
Cool.
All right.
So we just got some people. Welcome to the Owl Nest, Derek, Maria, and there are the nesters, Sarah and Dan Cunnington. So they just met with the mayor. We're going to start preparing the ducks and probably start deployment. It's 11 o'clock now, probably within the next 15 minutes or so.
Yep.
Catch up with you after.
Thanks for blocking me. Duck out.
Flock out.